Welcome to Kendrick Nunn's world, guys.
That's what we are changing the name of the podcast, Kendrick Nunn's World.
Exactly. I mean, guys, it's just like he's becoming so good that it's already getting boring. We kind of got used to his greatness.
Really?
Another yearly round, another freaking masterclass from Kendrick Nunn. 43 PAR, it's his career high, but 37 points against Monaco, which is top 4 defense in the EuroLeague, away in a crucial game for a home court advantage. In a crucial game where Monaco was on a good run, they just beat Olympiacos away, they just beat Fener before, and it felt like they're in a good stretch to beat Panathinaikos as well. He shows up when his team needs him, and like he's just unstoppable. So my question to you guys is like, can anyone stop Kendrick Nunn and Panathinaikos?
I don't know. My take from 2 days ago, I think, that after Kendrick signed that extension, I said that he has that extra step that probably no one or only a few EuroLeague players have when he wants to. He becomes unstoppable in the EuroLeague. And we've seen that this season already quite a few times. I mean, that first quarter against Milano when he broke, then now a former record of threes made in one quarter. He had 7. Yesterday, he made 14 of 17 shots and all 4 free throws. 14 of 17, and how many of those were after the dribble? And I mean, his pull-up game, the way he shoots after the dribble, is second to none in the EuroLeague. And I mean,
Second to none? You mean?
pun intended.
Okay.
Pun intended. It was something I wrote to one person yesterday as well, and it felt nice, so I had to bring to the pod. But I mean, the one possession stuck to my mind. Actually, 2. The one in the second quarter where he dribbled the ball like for 20 seconds. Monaco played a good defense on him. By the way, they did not play great defense yesterday.
True.
Not a great game for Monaco, but yeah. So that possession, Kendrick Nunn dribbles the ball for 20 seconds and then makes a pull-up three-pointer from like 9 meters.
Almost logo. If Monaco had a bigger logo in the middle of the court, that would have been a logo shot.
Yeah, we count that as a logo shot. And then the possession where he made the 3+1 against Daniel Tice, that reminded me when Steph Curry did that shot against the LA Clippers way back in the day. He dribbled like around 4 guys, and he's looking to the other basket. The basket he's shooting is there. He just turns around and makes the shot. That kind of looked similar because the way Kendrick was positioned right before the shot, he was almost sideways. Yeah. The rim is here, or back ways. And he makes that shot with the buzzer of the possession, 3+1, and I'm like, yeah, this guy is the most unstoppable player in the offense in the EuroLeague right now.
To me, what's the most impressive thing about this performance is that Spanoulis was using great defenders. The best he had in his team in Diallo and Kalaitis the whole game, but neither of them could keep up with Nunn, especially when he played pick and rolls, because then the big would be attacked, or when he was just attacking one-on-one. The first step, I don't know, they were maybe caught lacking in the first half. To be honest, they were really not showing the effort and the intensity in the first half. We saw how it changed in the second. When they turned it up, they came back into the game. And then that moment you just talked about with the 3-pointer and one. Before that, there was another 3-pointer, 7 points in a row. And the game is broken from that point. And Panathinaikos just basically secured the game with Kendrick Nunn's burst. And actually, after that 7-point run, he made a few more shots. He closed the game, closed the quarter with a buzzer beater as well. I think maybe even an N1. He was making all these shots that even with fouls that you didn't expect him to make, he was just making every single shot.
And it was a super important moment because Monaco was on a 16-0 run.
Yeah.
Panathinaikos couldn't score for almost 9 minutes. And I remember the first few minutes of the third quarter, Jeremy Grant tries to do something. There's Kostas Lukas. There's some ball movement. And it feels like Kendrick Nunn is somewhere, he's just stepped aside. And then when his team couldn't score for 5 minutes in the third quarter, he took the ball like right away from the baseline. He didn't pass, didn't share the ball for almost 20 seconds as well. He finished the possession with a step back over Jaite or Thais it doesn't matter. And that's when his run started. And to finish that quarter, he scored 12 points, as much as entire Monaco team. And also he contributed through scoring and assisting to 14 of 16 Panathinaikos points in that quarter. And that very last possession and one at the buzzer was iconic because he was alone in Monaco's half court when Monaco had all their 5 players. And although they were not like all of them after or in face of facing Kendrick Nunn, but they were still involved, like Alpha Diallo trying to stop him, couple of other guys were around him as well. Thais under the basket just in case he decides to drive, and even Blasingame a few meters away jumping because he might make a deflection,
Yeah.
And in that situation, he still managed to score and scored his 30 points to hit that 30-point mark to end the third quarter. And I love this stat from Marco Pagliariccio with 35-point games in the EuroLeague this season. Kendrick Nunn 3, rest of the league 2.
Oh, okay.
And
I thought 0.
this was actually something unseen, what we witnessed in Monaco, because we were used to Oaxaca's Kendrick Nunn greatness,
Exactly.
right? His average in Oaxaca is 23.6 points, 4.5 assists per game on 63% 2-point and 44% 3-point shooting. His away scoring average drops by 6 points to almost 18, and efficiency drops by 8 to almost 16. His previous career high playing away was, let's say, only 27 against Bayern this year and Maccabi last year during the playoffs. So increased his career high away by 10 points in this environment, playing against Monaco and Mike James at his matchup. He outscored Mike James by PAR points by 45 because Kanan was 43, Mike James was -2. So it was a remarkable performance, really. He was just unstoppable.
He was unstoppable, and he scored and assisted on 49 of 88 Panathinaikos points. That's 56% by one player. It looked funny when I looked at Nunn's true shooting percentage of this game, 103. Yeah,
it goes over 100?
Yeah, it goes over 100 because, you add up the threes, you add up the free throws, and he didn't miss a single shot. So
sounds like some fake election or something. 103
fake stats. But that's how great Nunn was yesterday, and to have 3 35-plus points games in one EuroLeague regular season. I mean, scoring 30 in EuroLeague is hard. Scoring 35 is even harder, and to do it 3 times by the same player in one season just shows that he's the most unstoppable, let's say, offensive player in the EuroLeague right now.
And sorry, finish if you had something else to say.
I don't know if I want to go there, so you can.
Okay. And currently he's on a hot streak as well in terms of scoring the last 4 games. He's averaging 25 points. I remember he had this other stretch where he was also scoring like over 25 a game in January and
this was
I
after
think February.
His 1-game suspension.
Yeah. So he goes on these hot streaks, it seems like 5 games, 4 games in a row now. And I think it's just a very positive sign for Panathinaikos fans to have their leader playing at this level. And it's just proving the point I made on Wednesday when we were talking about Nunn's extension, that now he has no distractions left. He can just focus on playing the best basketball he can. And he clearly is doing that. But the question now is, guys, that Panathinaikos have secured their home court advantage, what do you think is the most unfavorable matchup they could get from the 7th or 8th seed or the 6th seed, depending where they end up? Because they can actually theoretically still finish 2nd, 3rd, and I think I did one calculation on ChatGPT where they were actually 1st even.
The answer is quite simple. One, they're not going to face one team that would make their life difficult. I mean, Olympiacos swept Panathinaikos in the regular season. But the other only team that swept them as well was Paris Basketball. And it's really likely that they might face each other in the playoffs. So that's one. Let's wait and see how this last game between Panathinaikos and Zvezda will finish as well. Because actually, Zvezda is a dangerous opponent if you have a home court advantage. First of all, they play really well away, and they have the best winning record against the top 4 teams. They're 5-2, which is huge. For instance, Barcelona, they're 4-3, Paris 4-4, Milan 3-5, Madrid 2-4, FS 2-6. So, I mean, Paris and Zvezda would be my targets to make Panathinaikos' life a little bit more complicated. But if Nunn is playing that way, then they have a home court advantage, even without Matthias Lazord, who, as Ataman said, that won't help for sure his team in the playoffs, might help in the Final Four. I just don't really see them losing the series.
I agree with those two teams. Paris, maybe Zvezda, although, with Panathinaikos, it always becomes, who can score more because of just the way they play, because of how they want to operate in offense, because of the talent they have offensively. I'm not sure if Zvezda would be able to, if they meet in a hypothetical scenario, I'm not sure if Zvezda could make this a battle of defenses. Like, Zvezda's best option to win would be play super, super hard defense, keep it low scoring. I'm not sure you can do that when you are playing PAO who has a home court advantage. Keeping them to low, I don't know, low 80s, high 70s is super hard in Nowaka. And, Zvezda, I'm not sure about that. But definitely they have some bodies, a lot of different bodies, a lot of size, a lot of defenders that they can throw at them. Real Madrid, if they finish 6th and PAO finished 3rd, that would be a really interesting matchup because you have Tavares there in the paint. You have Campazzo there, who can just run around. Madrid will make you work defensively. They have the power to outscore Panathinaikos, and they just have the experience in these rounds. And we have already learned the lesson to not count out Real Madrid. And they're not convincing this season, but they're winning lately. And they would have someone like Gabby Deck, who could take advantage of PAO's smaller lineups a lot. So if these two teams would met in a quarterfinal, it would be
I just don't see who's stopping Kendrick Nunn from their guard rotation on defense, to be honest.
It wouldn't
from
be
Real Madrid.
Nobody's
gonna stop him. Maybe contain.
Yeah, exactly.
Contain. But I'll throw in one more team to this list of teams that you haven't mentioned yet, and it's FS, which is one of the hottest teams right now. They are theoretically able to climb up to even to the 6th seed if they win tonight's game against Zvezda. Maybe if you're watching this after, ignore. But they have split the season series against Panathinaikos 1-1 this season.
Yeah.
PAO has, I think, an advantage of 11 points in terms of they won the game by more points. But regardless, I feel like FS is one of those teams that can score a lot as well. And that would be the most fun series to watch for me because I know both teams would be scoring a lot. There wouldn't be so much defense. And Ataman versus FS. Who wouldn't want to see that,
And I can also see one thing, Olympiacos fans coming into the comment section and responding to the title and the question of this topic, who can stop Panathinaikos and Kendrick Nunn, they would just throw Olympiacos' name because they won those both matchups, and Kendrick Nunn against Olympiacos this season was averaging, let's say, only 13.5 points per game in those 2 games. He was turning the ball over 3 times. So the only other team that was quite successful containing Kendrick Nunn was actually Zvezda. He also had 13 points when he played the first game in Belgrade.
But also, let's not forget, this title you're talking about, I think, is more about the immediate future, which is the quarterfinals. Because, yes, Olympiacos is probably the team to talk about when we're talking about stopping Panathinaikos. But the way it seems right now, either they will only meet in the... Actually, I think they can only meet in the final anyways, because it's likely PAO finishes third or second, and then Olympiacos will play Monaco, Real Madrid if the standings stay the same. Monaco, Real Madrid, the pair winner. They will not play PAO until the final. So very likely we're heading towards a Greek final if both teams go through with the potential they have. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you like this t-shirt that I have on me right now, make sure to check out shop.basketnews.com, where you'll find all the merch we are selling. There's some good deals on. Check it out.